All right, guys, we are recording. It is Thursday, May 11th, and this is the She Had Me at Wine weekly team Zoom, the new weekly time. So every Thursday from here on out, 6 p.m. on the West Coast, 9 p.m. in the East, we will meet here. If you can be here, I would really like you to be present. I know life happens, and if you're going to put any calls on your schedule for the week, please make this your #1 priority so we can get together as a team, because I do think it's important that we set goals together every week and talk about our challenges and our, our successes, our struggles and things like that. Several things I want to talk about. First of all, the event that Priscilla and Jen are running. Today is day 2 of that live sneak peek event. And if you guys, those of you who came over with me from Beachbody, you remember our sneak peek groups at Beachbody. This is similar. They're doing it for 3 days. So that's the main reason I didn't open a new event for our group, was because they are doing that, and today is day 2. So if you have any prospects that you're talking to, invite them to that group or share that group with them, because it's actually very cool. And I'd like to get to the point where we're doing this for our team, but they're having people come in and do testimonials. They're having live videos of people talking about the opportunity and the wine and overcoming objections and how to get started. And so it's really kind of a cool idea. So if you haven't checked that out, you can find it on the Wine Boss page. I forget the name of it. I think it's something, the Wine Club That Pays Sneak Peek or something like that. So as soon as that's done, actually tomorrow, I will set up our next event, our next 2-week event. And Christy, just so you know, and just so all y'all know, Christy is going to be signing on to the team tonight. So I invited her to join us for this Zoom call so she can get familiar with kind of how I operate and what happens on this call every week. So I will set up it's a 2-week event where you can invite your prospects, you can share it with your friends. I go through, and every 2 weeks I invite a new set of letters. And what I mean by that is I started at my A's and I will eventually end with my Z's, and every single person on my friends list will get invited to a wine event. They don't have to accept, but it does. I have created quite a list from these events. So it's been helpful for me, and I hope it's helpful for you guys as well. And I would like for people in this group to start helping out with that event. Jump on there live and talk about your, talk about your wine, talk about somebody joining your team, talk about the business opportunity. Help me, create excitement. They always hear from me, but the team has grown so much. I would love to get new faces in there and, some weekly co-hosts. So I'll be sending out some challenges and some invites for y'all to do some videos and things in there for me. So I'll set that up tomorrow, and that will run from the 13th through the 26th. Facebook will only let you run these events for 2 weeks, so we're limited to 2 weeks at a time. Okay. So I just posted right before I got on here, you guys. They posted in the Master Sellers group, the Wine Warriors Master Sellers group. They're looking for volunteers to host the weekly Getting Started Right call on Saturday morning. So I'm kind of one of these people that, if we're going to jump off the cliff, I want to go first, because I don't want to watch everybody else jump, because then I'll never jump. So I signed up for this Saturday. So Saturday morning at 8 o'clock Pacific time, 11 in the East, I'm going to be hosting for the Wine Warriors 4,000 plus member team the weekly Getting Started Right business launch call. So I know you guys, I hope everybody on my team at this point, besides maybe Lisa and of course Christy, I hope you guys have all been through that. You've at least watched a recording if you weren't able to attend live. But I would love your support if you're up, and I know it's early on the West Coast. So if you're up, go ahead and join me. You can find the link to that in the winewarriors.biz, which is my next bit of information, which is our new training site. And everybody should take, carve out an hour in your business hours to go to winewarriors.biz. The password to get in is to the top, all lowercase. Do not give that out until somebody's officially signed on the team. Except for Christy, of course, because she's signing after the call. So And this training site, you guys, Trey put this together. Trey Bear put this together for Wine Warriors in a matter of hours. And for me, somebody who doesn't really even know how to use all the functions on my phone, it's pretty impressive that within a couple of hours, our team now has this really awesome website where we can go to and get everything from scripts to our wine list, to watch old Zoom calls, to, I mean, literally it is endless resources. You don't need anything besides winewarriors.biz to get started. RisingStarTraining.com still is super important. That's Austin's, steps 1, 2, and 3 there. But the Wine Warriors training site is amazing. We are very, very lucky that those guys put that together, because it's so easy for us to point people to that now. So check that out. And let's talk about comfort zone. Who was it? I think it was Susie, and Susie's not on the call. Susie wanted to talk about 614. Is that you, Jessica?
It is me.
Oh, okay.
How'd you know?
Well, because you hung up and then somebody came back. I'm like, well, it's not like her to show up and then leave. So I thought maybe you called back in.
Yeah, I couldn't hear you when I first got on. So for whatever reason, like the app wasn't letting me hear what you were saying. So I was like, let me just hang up and just dial in.
Oh, fine. You don't need to see me anyway. I have not showered. You guys know when I don't go live, it's a day that Sheila never made it to the shower, because I cannot believe it's 6:10 at night. I feel like it's about 11 o'clock in the morning. I've been going a million miles an hour since 5 a.m. Okay, so Susie commented on my post, and she wanted to talk about comfort zone, getting out of that, kicking the fear aside and getting out, pushing your fears aside. And you guys, the only thing I can suggest for that is you just have to do it. You just have to do it. And what I'm going to challenge every single person on this team to do in the next 7 days is to go live in our team page. In our private little team page with just my downline and their downlines, go live. Practice. Who cares that it's us watching? We're going to be there to support you. We're going to be there to support you when you're live on Facebook. So go live in our group. Get your lighting right. Get your background. Don't take me as an example. My office is a train wreck, and it is on my list to clean it. I promise. I'll be in San Diego before that ever happens. But get your lighting right. Go live. Some of you guys are already rocking the live videos, but you got to, live is where it's at on Facebook. And I think if that's what she's talking about, there's only one way to get past it, and that's to just practice. I remember when I first started recording videos before live was even a thing, we were recording videos for Beachbody, and it was almost worse being able to record, because I would overanalyze it. I would overanalyze everything, and I would end up doing them 10 times, and I would spend half a day for a 4-minute video. Now, when you go live, I mean, you guys have seen me. I've had a runny nose. My signal went out. My kid comes in. The cat meows. My husband walks by. It's life. And with live, it's a great way to engage with your followers. It's the best way for all of your followers to see what you're doing. Facebook shows live videos to more people than anything else. And I'll say it again, and I've said it a million times. If you're going on Facebook and you're just typing in text and hitting post, about 7% of your friends are seeing that post. 7%. If you add a picture, it goes up to, they say, about 25%. And from there, it goes up if it's a video, and even higher if it's live. So there's a reason you see the leaders in this organization and other organizations, now more than ever, going live, because it is the most effective way to get to your followers. So, practice in this group, and I'll put out a post about the challenge, and we'll have you guys sign up for certain days, but it doesn't have to be long. I go way long. You guys know I'm a talker. I think you should go live for 10 minutes or less. I don't think anybody's going to stay engaged on a live video much more than that. If you look at my history, all of mine are more than 10 minutes. So, I don't know. Some people say less than 4 minutes. I say until you run out of content. When you start repeating yourself, then it's time to say goodbye. But make sure you write out a few notes before you get started, and go through my live videos. Go scroll back on my news feed. I started in this business January 4th. Scroll back on my news feed, or go to my She Had Me at Wine page, and go back through my live videos and get some ideas for, you know, content that is helpful to people and that relates to the business. And I am going to make a great attempt in the next couple of weeks to start going live about things that are not related to the wine business. It's hard for me because the wine business is really kind of life consuming right now. So it is what I have to talk about because it is what I'm thinking about all the time. So, you know, other than that, I mean, as far as getting out of your fear box, I mean, I know there's lots of people on this team who haven't launched yet. You signed up and you haven't really taken the steps to get out there and put yourself out there. And I'm not sure why, because I think that people are very, very interested in what we're doing. This is not a results-based business. We are no longer, and I say this, you guys, because I come from Beachbody and that's all I know. And so many of you came over here too. You know, this is no longer a results-based business. I mean, there's no personal measuring stick, I guess. And what that did for me is it boosted my confidence to the sky, because I was no longer, you know, thinking that my business was failing because I ate a piece of pizza. And that was seriously swirling in my head at night because I wasn't making any money over there. And now I realize why. Of course, I realized I was there for a reason, and I was there to learn and understand the way these organizations are built. And I'm so thankful for the time that I spent there. And I know I'm in the right place right now. And that training got me here. So I think that, you know, and I'll transition into Facebook ads with this comment. If you are fearful, and I know some of you don't have 3,500 friends like I do. You might have 100 friends, 300 friends, 500 friends, and most of those people you probably know personally. And that makes it very scary. I'll share this with you guys. I printed my Facebook friends list. And if you're interested in knowing how to do that, I will do a little video on how to do it because it's not easy. But I went in and printed it, and it said that it was 89 pages long. And I said, I don't need 89 pages because I can't work with 89 pages, so give me 10 pages. Well, what it did is it printed out the 10 pages from my very first friend on Facebook back in 2008, I think it was, coming forward. So my list that I have in my hand is my hot market. That's my warm market. These are people I know personally, people I went to high school with, people I worked with for 20 years in the apartment industry. This list scares the crap out of me, you guys. I am much better with somebody I don't know. If I don't know you, if I didn't go to school with you, if I never worked with you before, I have a confidence about me that is different than if, you know, we used to hang out behind the wall in high school. I mean, you know what I'm saying. I think that sometimes you overthink who you're talking to when you hit that live button, or you overthink who you're talking to when you send that message saying, hey, when's the last time you had a great glass of wine? I am going to man up. I'm going to ball up, and I'm going to send a message to everybody in this pile, 10 pages. My goal is to have all of these messages sent out by the end of the day on Sunday. That's scary for me because honestly, you guys, I haven't contacted a lot of the people that I know personally. So I'm going to step out of my comfort zone, and I'm going to start sending messages to people that I know very, very well. And I encourage you guys to do the same. If you're not willing to do that, if that is really like your blockade, I don't want to contact my friends and family, then go to Facebook and set up a business page. Set up a business-like page. Think of a business name. Make sure that you Google it, that you run it on Facebook, you run it on Instagram, you run it everywhere. Run it through the Wine Warriors group, run it through the MVP group. Make sure nobody's already using that name. There's 22,000 of us now, so chances are, you know, names like She Had Me at Wine are already taken. So you're going to have to get creative. Once you get your name for your business like page, I encourage you to go to GoDaddy or wherever you need to go to buy an email address that matches it. You guys will notice my email address is shehadmeatwine@gmail.com. And I've already reserved shehadmeatwine.com. But I don't really know that I'll ever do anything with that. With this business, it's not like Beachbody where I'm going to blog and talk about dieting and talk about different programs and stuff. This is what it is, y'all. This is a you know, wine of the month, wine tasting club, and I don't think there's enough content to develop a whole website on my own. I just don't. So if you're uncomfortable with your warm market, go out there, get your like page, and start running ads. Develop an ad. Go to my page. Maybe you guys have seen it. It's a generic glass of wine. You cannot have any more than 20% of your photo or your cover photo on your video covered with text. No more than 20% of the image can have text on it, or they'll kick it back to you. So you have to pick an image that you can write something small that's catchy. It's really about the content of your post more than the photo. But you could go back and look at, and I've got one, and I can tag you guys on it if you'd like. I run this ad. This is the 4th week I've run it. I spend $20 a week. So I'm spending $80 to $100 a month on my business. That's it. That is it. I spend $20 a week. My audience is ginormous. I went in and tagged every single MLM that exists, from Advocare to Avon to Amway to the Candle Girls to the Sex Toys Girls to the Herbalife and Beachbody. I mean, it works. Ronan and Fields, the Eyelash Girls, I tagged them all. And I went in there and I specifically said, don't send this to my friends or their friends, because they already see my ads on my posts on my personal page. I want to go out and find a new audience. So if you don't want to go with your warm market and you want to go out and find a new customer list, a new interest list, start your like page and start running an ad. I will work through one-on-one with you guys to pick your audiences on how you run those. And I have, in a matter of 4 weeks, I have, I think, 500 likes and like 165 comments. So that's 100.
So Sheila, can I ask you?
Yep.
Sheila, this is Jessica. Can I ask you, when you have people who like your comment, do you automatically work to, get in contact with them, or what are you doing after they click like or after they comment? Obviously, if they comment, you can PM them because it just makes sense to do so. Yeah, that's easy. But, when you have people who are liking, like I have on Instagram, and I don't use it very much, but if I have someone on Instagram like a post that I've done, then now what?
Okay, well, I learned the hard way. I have a difficult time with Instagram, you guys. I've never connected with anybody ever on Instagram. And it makes me think that I don't know what to do. I get lots of likes. I get some comments, and I did back in the Beachbody days. But I have a hard time, honestly, keeping up with my Facebook traffic, much less my Instagram traffic. But let me tell you the lesson I learned on the very first post I spent any money on with this business, and that was my Disneyland post. And some of you on this team signed with me because of that post. It was a picture of my family standing in front of the flowers at Disneyland that looked like the ears. And it said, it was a big glass of wine on it. And it said, I'm so thankful for wine. And then in my post, I went on to talk about all my success, and I made it to Master Seller, and I paid for my family to go to Disneyland, blah, blah, blah. I boosted that post for $40. I ended up getting like 600 likes and like not a ton of comments, maybe 30 comments. So what I did, I thought I had hit the jackpot. So I went in and I started messaging. I spent one day, I sent like 350 messages in one day to everybody who liked that post. And the interesting thing about the way Facebook operates is if you're not connected as a friend, they don't necessarily see your message, especially if it comes from a business. So I had sent messages from my business. If I go back now, and I can tell you the date, it was February 16th that I sent out all those messages, because I have at least 150 of them sitting in my messenger when I'm scrolling to look for something that nobody's ever seen. It's got the little circle with the check mark and it's still white. So they've never even acknowledged like that it's there. They don't even know it's there. So the answer is no. From a business standpoint, you can't really message them that way, because if you're not connected, they don't get it. And lots of people, you can't just go friend requesting everybody, or Facebook will send you to Facebook jail, and then you won't be able to do anything for days. So I sent out a few friend requests, but a lot of people, you guys, the majority of people on Facebook have their profiles locked up so tight you can't send them a friend request. So what I did with this next post that I'm continuing to run, and this post is a generic picture of wine. I don't even think there's any text on the picture. And then it's the, do you love wine? And there's a wine glass. Do you love making money? There's a money bag. If I told you that you could make money by sharing your love for wine, would you want to hear more about this new business opportunity, or something to that effect. Very short and sweet, like 4 lines, some wine glasses, some emojis, comment below. That post has taken off, but it's taken off from a comments standpoint. So I've generated more interest from a business standpoint. And the likes, now what I'm doing is I go in and I invite them to like my like page, and that's it. That's all the time I'm spending with the people who like the post that I'm boosting, because it's really the only way to communicate with them. But what it's forced me to do, and I made the mistake, you guys, when I left Beachbody, I had about almost 4,000 followers, I think, on my the Fit and Happy Mommy Project like page that I was running. And when I threw the towel in, I was so distraught. I never thought I would get back in this business. I was going back to property management. I was pissed off at the world. And I deleted that page. I deleted that page literally about 6 or 7 days before I got the text from Alicia about this wine business. In hindsight, I would have went back and I would have converted that page to my wine page. So I started at 3,000 instead of starting at 0. So I will tell you that I have started at 0 on my like page, just like most people. And I now am up to, I started my like page, I think on like January 6th or 7th, right after I joined the business. And I'm going to hit, I hope, 1,000 likes tonight on that page. And it's from these ads that I'm running. So what I'm doing is, if somebody likes it, I just go in. You can go in and see the list of everybody who's liked your post. And then you just click invite, 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 invite. And every time somebody likes it, now I'm trying to invite them right away so they know it's related to the post that they just liked. And then I'm going in, here's another lesson. I went in to the first, because I got 20 comments overnight. I posted that, I boosted it, and I went to bed. I woke up the next morning and I had like 20 people saying, info please, info please. I'm like, oh my gosh, this is awesome. So I went in and I clicked on their names. So they commented on my boosted post on She Had Me at Wine, and they said, please send me more info. I went and clicked on their picture, I went to their profile, and I sent them a message. Well, it's the same dang mistake I made the first time, because half of those people didn't get that message because we're not connected. So when I wasn't getting a response, I'm like, there's got to be a better way. So I go back to the post, and if you look at a business post, under their comment, you have the option to like, reply, or message. So now I'm hitting message right on the post, right on the comment, and I'm sending the message with the business information that way. And everybody's getting it. They're getting it within seconds. So what I'm doing in that initial, hi, hey, Christy, thanks for your interest in this crazy wine business. I just recorded this video last week. Take a look at it. And then at the end, I'm like, thank you very much, Sheila Colwell. And in parentheses, I say, please shoot me a friend request. Not everybody does, because, of course, we get more no's than yeses in this business. So a lot of people ignore me. And but I sent 150 follow-up messages doing that. I went to that post, I clicked on message, or actually after you send the first message, then it switches it to say, see response. You click on see response, you can see now your message thread between your business page and this individual. And you can see the little circle moves down, so when they read the message, which makes it nice. And so I went back and I re-messaged all the people that responded 2 and 3 weeks ago saying, hey, did you have a chance to watch the video, blah, blah, blah. And I've had a ton of interest. So, that's what I suggest. I suggest in the background, I initially said, I won't ask you to spend money on this business until you're making money. I know most of you guys work. I know most of you have full-time jobs. If you have $20, and it doesn't have to be 20, try it at 10 a week, and see if that gets you any traffic. You can always go in and increase it. You can go in and change your audience. Unfortunately, it's difficult. Make sure that your picture is what you want it, or your video is how you want it. And I haven't mastered video ads yet. I want to, but that's a whole training. It's like 2 hours of training that I just haven't been able to carve out to do yet. But the video ads that you can boost are getting a ton. The leaders on our team, they're getting a ton of people from video ads. So that's my next kind of endeavor to figure out. But if you have, 10 or $20 a week to throw at this, I'll help you design an ad. You can copy my ad. Your audience is going to be different. There's a gazillion people in the United States, and I'm not worried about these overlapping. So that's where I'm at with ads. You guys, I'm a very basic person. I just don't think that you have to, and a lot of this stuff is being repeated over and over again. If anybody was on the Wine Warriors call last night, you know, it's interesting as I progress into the 120 days, you know, mark, it being in this business, I'm literally hearing the same things over and over and over again on these calls. And so now I'm having a hard time finding the value in all of these calls every week because everybody's story is the same. Everybody came into this business, they hit the ground running, they used the scripts, you know, it's a very basic, simple business of duplication. There's no new nugget. There's no new like, oh my gosh, you guys, I just figured this out and now I'm going to make $1 million. Everybody that's seeing success in this business is doing exactly the same thing. We have a good presence on Facebook. Our Facebook pages, our personal pages look like a reality page into our life. We're running ads in the background. But the real magic here, you guys, and you know this, is the real magic happens behind the scenes with personal messaging. If you're not waking up to messages every morning, you're not talking to enough people. And if you're working full time, you know, I think you set a goal to reach out to 20 people a day. 20 people a day, that's less than 20 minutes in messages. You reach out to 20 people a day, you sign a person a week, you sign 2 people a week, and that starts to compound, and all of a sudden you're quitting your job and you're doing this wine business full time. But if you're not consistent with it, if you don't have a consistent voice on Facebook about you and excitement and the life that you're living because of this wine business and what it's doing for you, whether it's boosting your confidence. I know some of you who are just getting started, you don't have success stories yet. Use mine. Use mine. You know, I will give you some details. You can use Priscilla's. I mean, Priscilla and Jen started this business together on November 3rd. I thought it was on November 4th, but it was November 3rd. And collectively, they've made over $80,000 in 6 months. You know, you look at somebody like Nate, the Wine Boss team. You know, he signed up April 1st. He made $5,000 in the month of April. Part-time. He's a full-time chef. So, you know, this is a situation. It's a numbers game, you guys. It's sheer numbers. If you talk to one person and they say no and you quit, then you quit before you ever got started. If you've talked to every single person on your friends list from A to Z and you're running a consistent ad and you're behind the scenes sending messages and responding to people and getting the video in front of people and getting people on 3-way calls with me and other leaders, and you're still not having traction, then we should have a very serious conversation about content and posture and things like that. But I think the number one goal, and everybody knows this, is to recoup your investment. Get your 3 customers so you're not coming out of pocket for your wine every month. And Lakeisha, I need to talk to you about May's wine so I can get you paid for that before I forget. And then, you know, get your customers so you're not coming out of pocket. Establish your presence on Facebook. Let people know what you're doing. Set up a like page if that's the way you want to go. And if you're having good luck with your friends list, if you have 2, 3, 4, 500 friends on Facebook, I say don't go out and spend money on an ad because you've got an audience right there. And figure out a way to engage them in live videos and messages and excitement. Use my story, use, you know, Alicia's story. I mean, Priscilla and Jen are 5 and 6 levels above me. You can use mine or Alicia's or, you know, the success stories are endless. But so I can't help you get out of your comfort zone. I can't. I'm gonna try to force you to by putting out this challenge to go live in our group because I think it will help. And you just have to realize people want to see you. Don't go live and try to be me, or don't go live and try to be Nate or Priscilla or Austin. Just go live and be you. And you're gonna flub and you're gonna sweat and your pits are gonna be sweaty. And me, I lose my train of thought, and you know what? It's life. People want to see you. They get attracted to you. You guys didn't sign with the wine business. You signed with me and the wine business. So you have to, and I turn this question around always. Would you join you? Would you scroll your Facebook page? Would you scroll your like page and want to join your own team? I think when you can look at your page and go, yeah, baby, I am out there. I'm putting myself out there. I'm telling people what I'm doing. I'm showing excitement and enthusiasm. Then your success is just around the corner. So However, I can help with that. If you guys want to role play, I mean, I don't know how to help get you out of your comfort zone. I think that you just have to do it. And part of this business with social media now is the live videos, and it really does. It makes it fun, because what I try to do is get on and say, hey, I'm going live in 5 minutes. Give me some support. And then you guys get on and you start feeding energy into the thread, and it gets people more excited, and people watch those videos for hours and days to come. And so I think we need to collectively support each other. If you're around and somebody says, hey, I'm going live in 5, make an effort to hang around and stick through their whole video and comment on how great and if they start talking about income, go in and copy and paste the income disclaimer in the comments for them. Compliance is of the utmost importance, you guys. Compliance, and I didn't even have that on my list. We just hired a new compliance guy at corporate, and here's the deal. You will get one warning. You will get one warning if it's an income disclaimer issue. If you are out there saying you made $10,000 last week, and you're not putting a disclaimer on it, you will get one warning, and then you will be terminated. You will not receive your next week's paycheck, and your team will be disintegrated. So listen, everybody should have the income disclaimer copied and pasted in their phones. I asked last night on the Wine Warriors call, because I'm still not sure if the income disclaimer needs to go in the body of the post or if it can go in the comments. I've gotten mixed feedback. So quite honestly, when Austin returns from Southern California, I'm going to call him and I'm going to ask him, because I need to hear it kind of straight from the horse's mouth, because my upline has given me, I've asked 4 people and I've gotten 2 said one answer and 2 said the other answer. So I'm not exactly sure what to tell you. I'm just telling you right now, make sure it's somewhere in the post or the comments if you're going to talk about income. And whether you're alluding to, like when I posted my new iPhone, I alluded to the fact I paid for it from the wine business. That's an income claim. So in the comments, I had to go in and say, blah, 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 income disclaimer. So be very, very careful, you guys. I think it's everybody's worst nightmare to pour your heart and soul into one of these businesses and then make a mistake that costs you your business. So just be aware of that. And what questions can I answer? How are you guys doing? What can I help with? Nothing.
You answered my question. Yeah, it was about the ad and exactly what you did with the ad. I think I've been overthinking it and overcomplicating it, because it'll get to the demographics and it'll get to, well, what do you think? I'll be like, well, what should I target? And I don't know.
Okay, so this is what I'm going to snapshot my target and my target audience, and I'll post it in the group, and you guys will be shocked. When I showed it to Alicia, she's like, Sheila, I said, listen, this isn't a narrow audience. I'm not going for the 30 to 40 fitness mom. That's not who I'm going after. I'm going after the masses, because wine is a part of most American households. And if you don't drink wine, you certainly know somebody that does. So I went in there and I went crazy with my audience. You might not want to go that, but my real target was every MLM on the planet. That's who I wanted to see that ad. So I'll shoot that and I'll put it in the, but yeah, I did the same thing. I went through and I'm like, well, I don't know, who do I target? Do I even say wine? Do I say red wine? So I went through and I did them all. And I've had a great response. I mean, I think you just have to play with it. And if 1 week is slow, go in and mess with your audience, change it up a little bit and see how you do the next week. That's the fun thing about Facebook, is you can change it and target it around. For me, I'm going to go place an ad here next week, just targeting the 1,000 people that like my like page, because that's, like pages are business pages, and Facebook expects you to pay to get your ads seen. So if you go through, and you guys can't see it on your site, but if you go through and look at my business page, I could have a really killer, like just the best post. So you guys just go, oh my God, she hit the jackpot. On my side, I see maybe 3 clicks and it reached a total of 60 people. So Facebook doesn't show your ads to anybody, even on your like page, unless you pay for it. So it is it's a way for me to target those people who I've gone through because they've liked my post and I went and invited them to like my page. if I really want to get in front of them about the business, I'm going to have to post an ad that they all get to see. And that leads me to another thing, and I've mentioned this before. I encourage you guys to not go out and like a bunch of wine pages. You know, we are 22,000 large now, and there's a lot of wine like pages out there. And what happens when you go like Alicia's page, then Alicia's friends and Alicia are going to be targeted in your ads. And you don't want that. I don't want to target Alicia's friends. I don't want to necessarily target any of your friends. I want to target my own audience. So I make sure that I go in my ads and I exclude them, because the last thing I want is for my business page to show up on Sherry Lazier's, personal page. And, we don't want that. So be careful when you're out there making friends with people in this wine business. If they send you an invite, I encourage my team, everybody like everybody's like pages, because we're going to be respectful. I'm not going to go after your friends list, and you're not going to go after my friends list. But you guys can't expect that from everybody. This is a business, and you will get people out there that'll try to poach you and poach your list. So be careful with that. And on that note as well, go into your personal page and hide your friends list. There's an option in there to only show people your mutual friends. So if you go to my page, the only thing that's going to show up are the people that we have mutual friends. You can't go in and look at my list of friends, and I like it that way. Not you guys, but other people. So just be conscious of that when you are when you're out there making friends in the wine world. Everybody's going to want you to like their like page. And scroll through and maybe comment on some post or something, but don't go out there and like a whole bunch of like pages, because you are opening up your friends list to those people inadvertently a lot of times. So what else? Let's talk about goals for the week. I set some pretty huge goals for this week. I've teamed up with a couple of gals from Austin's MVP. I'm testing out some success partners right now. I'm not sure yet. It's only been a few days. I'm a terrible success partner, you guys. I am an independent worker. I do like someone to give me a little push, but I have enough on my plate right now. I'm not sure that I can kind of join forces with someone else and try to hold someone else accountable when I have my own team. I'm just struggling with how to be a success partner in this business. I'd rather team up with you guys. I'd rather say, all right, who wants to run this week? Let's be success partners this week. Okay, this week it's me and Christy. Okay, next week Christy's on vacation, so who's going to run with me? Oh, it's me, Francis, and Jessica. Let's go. And, people will see that and they'll jump in. I'd rather have success partners that way than to have one person, kind of like Priscilla and Jen, do. I just don't know that that's for me. But I want you guys to know that I'm kind of investigating that. This is my real success partner here. You guys can't see him, but Cooper's here with me. He just got home from baseball practice. So, all right, guys. Well, if there's no more questions, I'm gonna shut off the recording. And I forgot how to do that.